Her name was Lily, a name as gentle as the morning sun and as bright as her spirit. She was a little girl with a heart far bigger than her years, and a smile that could light up even the cloudiest day. At just 10 years old, Lily's bright blue eyes sparkled with curiosity and hope. She carried herself with a quiet strength, the kind that comes from facing life's challenges with courage and grace. Though she was small, her determination was mighty, and her gentle confidence inspired everyone around her. Her father, Officer Mark Peterson, was more than just a parent. He was the town's hero. Known for his bravery, kindness, and unwavering sense of duty, he was always ready to help those in need. To Lily, he was her protector, her role model, and her best friend. Every evening, no matter how long or difficult his day had been, Officer Peterson would come home, scoop Lily into a warm bear hug, and listen intently as she shared her stories. In those moments, the world outside faded away, and it was just the two of them, sharing laughter, dreams, and love. By their side was Zeus, Officer Peterson's loyal partner, a gentle German shepherd with wise eyes and a playful heart. Zeus wasn't just a police dog, he was family. He watched over Lily with a protective gaze, always ready to comfort her with a nuzzle or a wag of his tail. Growing up with a police officer dad and a devoted dog, Lily learned the true meaning of courage, loyalty, and unconditional love. Their home was filled with laughter, warmth, and the unbreakable bond of family. Each night, as the stars twinkled outside her window, Lily would listen to her father's stories, tales of Zeus's bravery on the job, of teamwork and trust, and of standing up for what's right. These stories weren't just bedtime tales. They were lessons in trust, partnership, and the importance of always doing your best. These precious moments shaped Lily's heart and mind. She learned that true bravery isn't about being fearless, it's about doing the right thing, even when you're scared. With her father's wisdom and Zeus's loyalty, Lily grew up believing that even the smallest person can make a big difference in the world. The day everything changed began like any other, but ended in tragedy. Officer Peterson responded to a call and, in an act of heroism, gave his life to save others. The town mourned a protector. Lily lost her world. The silence at home was crushing, her father's absence a constant ache. The funeral was a blur. Uniforms, solemn faces, and words that couldn't fill the void. Afterward, Zeus was taken back by the department, leaving Lily with an even deeper emptiness. The house felt colder, the loss of both her father and Zeus almost too much to bear. Lily's heart ached with a double loss, her world forever changed. Life without her father was filled with empty spaces and heavy silence. Lily tried to be strong for her grieving mother, hiding her own pain. At school she felt isolated, her friends unsure how to help. The playground, once joyful, now felt foreign and lonely. One day, while sorting through her father's things, Lily found a flyer for a police canine auction. On it was a photo of a young German shepherd named Shadow, his eyes reminding her of Zeus. A spark of hope flickered. Maybe, just maybe, she could bring a piece of her father's world back. An idea began to form. She would try to bring Shadow home. The auction day dawned crisp and bright, the barn buzzing with serious bidders. Lily, clutching her savings, slipped in quietly, determined to try. She hadn't told her mother. This was her mission, her promise to herself and her father. Adults glanced at her, puzzled by the sight of a small girl among professionals. She found a seat, heart pounding, waiting for Shadow's turn. The auctioneer's voice boomed as dogs were paraded and sold, prices soaring. Lily felt out of place, but her resolve never wavered. She ignored the whispers and curious stares, focused only on her goal. For the first time in a long while, she knew exactly where she belonged. As the auction continued, Lily's presence became the talk of the barn. Police officers and townsfolk recognized her, Mark Peterson's daughter, alone and determined. The atmosphere shifted from curiosity to compassion as her story spread. The auctioneer, Mr. Henderson, kept glancing her way, sensing something special. The competitive edge softened. The crowd watched Lily with new respect. The auction was no longer just business. It became personal, a community moment. People wondered what she would do, feeling a collective urge to help. The air buzzed with anticipation, everyone waiting for Shadow's turn. Lily sat quietly, hope and nerves mingling as the moment approached. The barn was filled with unspoken support, the town ready to rally behind her. Finally, the moment arrived. Shadow, a striking German shepherd with deep soulful eyes, was gently led onto the brightly lit stage. The crowd's chatter softened as the dog's presence commanded attention, his coat gleaming under the spotlight. For a brief moment, time seemed to slow, and all eyes were drawn to the gentle giant standing tall and proud, yet with a hint of uncertainty in his gaze. The auctioneer's voice rang out, crisp and energetic, as he announced the start of the bidding. The numbers climbed quickly, each new bid echoing through the packed room. The excitement was palpable, but for Lily, it was a race she knew she couldn't win. Her small envelope of carefully saved coins and crumpled bills felt impossibly light compared to the sums being called out. As the price soared higher and higher, Lily's hope began to slip away. Tears welled in her eyes, blurring her vision as she clutched her envelope tightly. The dream she'd carried for so long of bringing Shadow home seemed to drift further out of reach with every passing second. Around her, the crowd was swept up in the thrill of the auction, but Lily felt utterly alone in her heartbreak. Sensing her distress, a kind woman nearby leaned down and gently placed a comforting hand on Lily's shoulder. Her voice was soft and warm as she asked, "Are you all right, sweetheart?" The simple gesture offered a small island of comfort in the overwhelming sea of noise and excitement. Lily hesitated, her voice barely more than a whisper. "He looks just like my dad's dog, Zeus," she confided, her words trembling with emotion. The memories were still raw, and speaking them aloud made her loss feel fresh all over again. "After my dad died, they took Zeus away," Lily continued, her eyes fixed on Shadow. The pain of losing both her father and his loyal companion was a wound that hadn't healed. The empty collar she still kept at home was a constant reminder of what she'd lost. The woman listened intently, her expression softening with understanding. She realized that for Lily, this wasn't just about adopting a dog. It was about finding a piece of her father, about mending a heart that had been broken too soon. Shadow represented hope, healing, and the chance to feel whole again. Quiet whispers began to ripple through the crowd as Lily's story spread. People turned to look at the young girl, their curiosity giving way to empathy. The auction, once just a lively event, was now charged with a deeper meaning. Lily wasn't simply bidding for a dog. She was trying to reclaim a piece of her family, to fill a void that had haunted her since her father's passing. The auctioneer, sensing the shift in the room, paused mid-sentence. The entire hall fell silent, the weight of Lily's story settling over everyone present. For a moment, the usual clamor and competition faded away, replaced by a collective hush of understanding and compassion. Faces in the crowd softened as the realization dawned. Lily wasn't just bidding for a dog. She was reaching for hope, for connection, for a chance to heal. The community saw her vulnerability and her courage, and something in their hearts shifted. One by one, paddles were lowered. The competitive spirit of the auction gave way to a wave of support. People exchanged glances, silently agreeing that this moment was bigger than any one person's desire to win. Compassion began to fill the room, uniting strangers in a shared purpose. In that powerful, silent moment, Lily's reason became everyone's reason. The community, once divided by bids, was now united by empathy and hope, forever changed by the whisper of a reason that brought them all together. The woman spoke to her husband, the police chief, and soon the whole room knew Lily's story. Sergeant Miller, her father's friend, stood and addressed the crowd, honoring Mark Peterson's legacy. The top bidders stepped back, nodding in respect. Mr. Henderson called Lily forward, asking for her bid. She poured out her savings, $56.42. Mr. Henderson declared, "Sold," to the little girl with the biggest heart. The barn erupted in applause, officers saluting, townsfolk cheering. It was more than a sale. It was a moment of unity and love. Lily's courage inspired everyone, her father's spirit alive in the room. The community had given her more than a dog. They'd given her hope. Sergeant Miller knelt down beside Lily, his eyes kind and reassuring. With a gentle smile, he offered her the leash, the sturdy leather handle connecting her to Shadow, the loyal German shepherd who had served the community so bravely. The barn was filled with a quiet anticipation, every eye watching as the moment unfolded. For Lily, this was more than just receiving a dog. It was the beginning of something she had longed for, a sense of safety, of belonging, and of hope. Shadow approached her with a calm confidence, his deep brown eyes meeting hers as if he could sense the storm of emotions within her. He nuzzled her small hand, his nose cold and gentle, and in that simple gesture he seemed to say, "I'm here for you." The connection between them was immediate and profound, a silent understanding that needed no words. Shadow's presence was soothing, his calm demeanor a balm to Lily's anxious heart. Overcome with emotion, Lily dropped to her knees and wrapped her arms around Shadow's thick neck, burying her face in his fur. Tears streamed down her cheeks, tears of relief, of gratitude, and of release from months of fear and uncertainty. For the first time in so long she felt warmth and comfort, a sense of being protected. Shadow stood still, patient and strong, allowing her to hold him as long as she needed, his steady heartbeat reassuring her that she was no longer alone. Around them, the crowd in the barn watched in silence, many wiping away their own tears. The sight of Lily and Shadow together touched everyone deeply, reminding them of the power of compassion and the bonds that can form between humans and animals. In that moment, the barn was filled not just with people, but with a shared sense of hope and community. Inspired by the scene before them, people began to step forward, reaching into their pockets and purses to donate whatever they could. The auctioneer's voice rang out, announcing that the donations had far exceeded the price of the dog. The generosity of the community ensured that Lily and her mother would have the support they needed, not just today, but in the days to come. It was a testament to the kindness that can flourish when people come together for a cause greater than themselves. As Lily and Shadow walked out of the barn, the crowd parted, creating a path for them. Applause and cheers filled the air, echoing off the old wooden beams. The sunlight streamed in, bathing them in a golden glow as they stepped forward side by side. It was a triumphant moment, a celebration of new beginnings and the promise of brighter days ahead. Shadow walked loyally at Lily's side, his posture protective yet gentle. He was not there to replace what had been lost, but to offer something new. A steadfast friendship, a guardian's watchful eye, and a companion for the journey ahead. With every step, Lily felt her confidence grow, knowing that she had a true friend by her side. Sitting together in the sunlight, Shadow looked up at Lily with a hopeful expression, his ears perked and eyes bright. Lily gazed back at him, her face finely relaxed, a small smile breaking through. In that moment, Shadow became more than just a dog. He was a symbol of hope, a reason to believe in the future, and a reminder that even after the darkest storms, the sun can shine again. Hand in paw, Lily and Shadow walked away from the barn, their backs to the camera, stepping into the sunlight together. The darkness of the past was behind them, and ahead lay a new chapter, one filled with hope, healing, and the unbreakable bond between a girl and her dog. At home, Lily's mother saw the change in her daughter, the return of hope and courage. She embraced Lily and Shadow, their tears now mixed with relief and gratitude. Shadow filled the house with life, his presence a balm for their grief. He became Lily's loyal companion, bringing laughter and comfort back to their days. The story of Lily and Shadow spread, inspiring others with its message of love and resilience. It was a reminder that kindness and community can heal even the deepest wounds. Lily's father's legacy lived on, in her heart, in Shadow's loyalty, and in the compassion of those around them. Even in loss, love endures, giving us the strength to begin again.